welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna do another makeup tutorial. I think I'm just gonna do a darker, smokier look for this video. As you can see, I changed my background up a little bit. In my last makeup tutorial, the background that I love, my tree, everything, kept taking the focus off of what I was doing in the tutorial. So that was pissing me off really bad. So I just turned everything around, changed the lighting around, everything like that. So we're just gonna keep it blank. We're gonna see how it goes. All right, so I'm just going in with the foundation that I used in my last one, the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. You know, it's so funny, I haven't done makeup in like the longest time on my face. What with COVID and everything going on. I feel like I healed my skin in a way. Like, I feel like my skin isn't as bad because when I was working and I had to have a mask on all the time, I feel like I was just constantly getting mask acne. Like, that's totally a thing. And I had to stop wearing it underneath the mask because it was just rubbing against the sides of my face. It was awful, absolutely awful. Anyway, so yesterday, Gonzalo and I went to New York City. We did the Titanic experience and we also did the Friends experience. So much fun. The Titanic experience was a bit sad, obviously, but it was more informational than an experience, I guess you could say. I wasn't expecting that level of sadness. I obviously knew that it was going to be, you know, we're talking about thousands of people that lost their lives. But I just wasn't expecting it. I thought it was mainly going to be more about the ship. I didn't think it was going to be at most the deaths of everyone. But nonetheless, it was very informational and it was still a good experience. We did get the VIP, but the VIP is really not that worth it, so I wouldn't get VIP if you're interested in going. I do believe they have one in Tennessee also, and I believe that that is a different experience. Like, I think that it's not as informational, it's more about the ship, from what I've seen, but I couldn't tell you for sure. That was really cool. And then we went to the Friends experience. Oh my gosh. If you are a Friends fanatic, you need to go see this. It is the coolest experience. They have everything you can think of from Friends. Obviously, you know, Friends is a huge, huge show. It's the most watched sitcom in America. So they really went all out for this stuff. Like, every little detail from every aspect of the show is in there. And now that I went there, I want to watch what's his face's documentary. Matthew Perry came out with a documentary, obviously talking about, you know, his experiences with drugs and alcohol and being on Friends. So I really, really, really want to watch that. That looks so cool. And he has been through a lot. My mom recently was telling me that she started watching it and she said that it's crazy. So I want to check that out too. Now I'm just going to put my powder right on my face. I need a tan. Look at this. I need a freaking tan. Like, I need a tan really bad. Like, really fucking bad. hate doing like just the base because I feel like I am just like so washed out. Because at least like, you know, this is like my skin tone, but like barefaced, I feel like I have some form of tone, undertones to work with. This is just kind of like, here's a white freaking bed sheet over your face. No dimensions, nothing. But that's all right. We're gonna bronze up in just a second. So mainly I want to focus on the eyes for this video, so I don't think I'm going to show you completely everything that I need to do for my face because you guys saw that last time, and I'm just going to be using the same products anyway. So let's just hold the boredom. All right, so now that we have brows and the face done, we're going to move on to eyeshadow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys all of the brushes that I need to use. So I'm using 2 different blending brushes, and the reason I use 2 different blending brushes is because one is going to be for the crease, the main color, and then also the outer corner color that I want to use, and then the other one is just like a blending brush that I'm going to use to smudge it all together. That way I'm not putting product like everywhere. I'm using a clean brush to blend that out. Because I don't know, I feel like with the shape of my eyes, I feel like when I'm blending with like the same brush that I have on my, with the colors that I already have on my eyes, I feel like I just get too much product everywhere. So I always wind up going with a clean brush, that way I don't use too much product on my eyes. So I am going to go into the pumpkin palette again. I know I'm using this twice now, but again, it's just my favorite. Next time I'll use another palette. It's okay. So I'm gonna use the, and I'm gonna keep this look matte, by the way. I'm going to use the color Love You a Latte right here, this one, and then I'm going to use this color up here, Cocoa Drizzle, in the corner. And then for my lid, I'm gonna really brighten the lid with this shade here. This is called Whipped Cream. Here we go. So I'm just going to take my blending brush first. This is the Morphe M518 brush. I'm gonna go right in to Love You a Latte. Very small amount, very small amount. This palette goes a long way with pigmentation, so I am just lightly putting this into the crease, and however long this takes you is however long it takes you. No worries there. Just like that. It's like a very subtle rose, like a cool rose color. That's another thing I want to start getting into, is doing rose cool tones on my eyes. I feel like everyone constantly gravitates towards using warm tones, those warm fall shades of brown, things like that, which I am not against whatsoever. I do love those shades. However, I think they are overused a bit, and I feel like with my skin tone, cool tones really wouldn't be that terrible. So we're gonna try it out. Next we're going into Cocoa Drizzle. I'm going to like tap this on my brush, just tap. And then we're just going on the outer third of the eye and bringing it up into the crease. Make sure this gets well distributed on the outer third of the eye, and we're just gonna blend it in. Just like so. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Again, just tapping it in, and I'm even blowing off the excess because we don't want to get crazy here. One thing you don't want is to look like a raccoon. No one wants to look like a raccoon when they do darker shades, darker shadows. And there we have it. You see how I did not touch my lid area? And that is on purpose because we're gonna go straight in. This is just a flat, let me see if I can get this to show up here. It is a very flat brush for eyeshadow. So that's what I'm gonna use. I'm just gonna dip this in. And we're gonna place this. Ooh. Look at how bright. And we're basically just gonna carve out the lid area, as you can see. Just keep carving. Perfect. We have that lid carved. I'm gonna do this one. Now, one thing I actually have never tried, which I probably should, is the eyeshadow primers. That would probably be very beneficial for me. But have I ever used them? No. Okay. Perfect. Now, I'm going to take my blending brush here, and I'm just gonna lightly blend that out. I'm not dragging, I'm just defusing that harsh line that we just created by carving out the top. And I'm also going to put this color, this whiter color, on the inner corner of my eyes. I don't know why, but I'm not really the type of person that likes very dark colors underneath my eyes. I kind of just like the lid to pop, because I feel like sometimes when I do it, I'm dragging down my eye. Like sometimes I feel like it's making my eyes look a little bit droopy, depending on the color that's by my eye. So we're not gonna do that today at all. But now that we have that, I am just going to lightly put some highlighter underneath the brow bone. I'm gonna go in with the same pencil just into the highlighter that I used with that same brush I used to carve out. I'm just gonna put that right underneath the brow bone to brighten that area up just a little. Just a little bit. Perfect. I can't believe I ever stopped doing this. This is like the best thing ever. Perfect. Now we're going to put on our lashes because obviously we need to go completely done up to load up a truck, right? I would do liner with this, but the liner I have, I really don't, it's okay. I don't mind it, but I'm just not that big of a fan of it, and it actually takes a while to use it. It's a felt tip, which is fine. I usually like felt tips, but this one just isn't doing it for me recently, and I need the liquid. The liquid is just more my speed. It's easier to use. Now, if you're a beginner, I would not suggest that. I would suggest first, if you're a beginner doing makeup, to do winged liner with actually a shadow. Try to draw out the shape that you like with a dark eyeshadow, and use a brush, Lord, and use a brush. That way you can get to know the shape of your eye, and you don't waste that much product on an eyeliner. But yeah, start off slow and go from there. All right, you guys, there we have it. I don't know what we should call this look. This is just like a brown smoky eye, if you will. I'm very, very into this look right now. I hope I get some decent photos at the end to use for a thumbnail, because this actually came out really, really nice. I'm probably actually going to use this for Thanksgiving. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like down below. Again, I will link all of my products that I use down below. And yeah, this is just a perfect Thanksgiving holiday makeup look. I should take this off my lips. I want to get like a nice lip gloss to go with this. I'll have to find one somewhere and use it in the next video to show you guys. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next episode. Bye!